With the Mario movie less than 1 month away and a heaping amount of new trailers and promotional stuff to discuss, let's finally, for the last time, I swear, dissect some Mario. Please do consider watching my previous 2 videos. A lot of the theories that I'll have been built off of those, and a lot of scenes that we will see in these trailers have appeared before. So if you see anything here and go, hey, why not discuss him? It's because I probably already have. Without any further nonsense, let's get straight into him. The first trailer here, as was predicted by Formula Fanboy, I really need to stop bringing people on here who predict stuff perfectly, uses the Super Mario Bros. Super Show song. It's there. Incredible. Truly amazing. As you can see here, we see the design of a person. Some people are saying this could be the Bros mother. They look a bit young for that, but they do vaguely resemble Pauline from the first Donkey Kong, so, I mean, I guess, maybe? I personally don't see it, but that is definitely something I need to bring up. On the map here, we can see that they clearly are operational in Brooklyn and Queens, but most importantly, we can see Punch-Out! The game. It's a place now, apparently. Yeah, see, as we find out later on through bits of promotional stuff and people talking, this is Punch-Out Pizza. I wonder if that pizza guy works there. In the bottom right here, we can see a place called Red Hill and a place called Mushroom Planet. It is very obviously a nod to the Sonic movies, with Green Hill being just the thing from Sonic, but now he's red, and Mushroom Planet being what Eggman ends up in at the end of the first film. A detail I really appreciate here is the fact that you can see the green screen kind of reflecting off of them. Sure, by that logic, Luigi should be partially invisible, but that's just a nitpick. Come on. I will say though, I hate the fact that this image exists, because every single news article that's talking about something Mario related doing well, or just Nintendo related doing well, is gonna use it. As we can see by the character holding a, relatively new mobile phone in this image, the film is going to be taking place in more so the modern day and not like the 80s or 90s or whatever. And now onto the fun bit. See that phone number and see that website? They're real. Like, they're actual things. You can call the phone number, you can get little text messages from them, and you can actually go onto the website, so let's do that. Now, one thing I need to quickly mention is the fact that recently this website was changed. There was a bunch of things shifted by, a bunch of new things added due to the 9th of March Nintendo Direct for the Mario movie. So, just keep that in mind. With that being said, let's start clicking things. If you click a scene on TV, it plays to the Mario Kart. Click on the sewer here, it takes you to the final trailer. Oh, initially it took you to a new poster featuring Bowser, so that's something that they've definitely changed. Clicking this plays the good old mushroom growth sound effect. This will take you, I believe, just a trailer that we literally just looked at. Clicking on these does nothing, but clicking on this, it's a weird jumpy noise. Don't know what to tell you, man, it's a weird jumpy noise. Here we can see some ingenious writing with good old Luigi and I were tired of dealing with spiky bosses. See, the joke is the character's called Spike and that was their boss, but then also boss in video game Bowser. See, it's very intelligent. And now onto the testimonials. There's a fair amount here. So, never seen a plumber actually go inside a pipe while on the job, but I gotta say, I love the thoroughness. Mario goes in pipes. Funny. Another casserole, saw the plumber's flyer hanging up at Punch-Out Pizzeria. Those guys turned out to be fantastic. Punch-Out Pizzeria, as I said, is a pizza, is a Punch-Out, very nice. Spike is cool, god I wonder who that is, especially with the profile image. There's no loyalty with Mario and Luigi. The subpar Mario Bros used to work, they forgot the oh, how lazy, for me until they decided to break off and start their own business. So that's wrong there. It's not how you spell business. They'll learn their lesson someday. So what do we learn about Spike from this? A, he is more than likely using his proper beard design, or maybe he shaves or something. B, he can't spell. Princess of Queens, even my building's broken elevator couldn't stop these guys. The two just started jumping floor to floor to reach the top of our skyscraper to fix our sink. Now, there's a theory going around that this Princess of Queens person is actually Pauline. Amare is kind of like a princess, and we have seen Pauline in the background of an image beforehand showing that she exists to some extent. Next up, Jump. Dot. Man. The M and L on their hats should stand for Marvelous and Legendary. No, they stand for Mario and Luigi. Marvelous and Legendary, that's stupid names. This is, of course, a reference to the original Dinkley Kinkley. Or Dunker Conker. It depends on where you're from, your regional dialect and all that. This, alongside another testimonial we'll get to eventually, makes people think we'll actually get to see the brothers' parents in this film. Or at least they'll be mentioned. A longtime fan theory has been that Jumpman is the parent of Mario and Luigi in the same way that Cranky Kong is the parent of Donkey Kong. At least that's the kind of theory going wrong. And that was confirmed recently on a Japanese site, so hey, that's something, right? Dunna dunna dunna. Oh, very funny there. Right, so these guys showed up to tackle an emergency job. They showed up in no time, but as soon as they went underground to investigate, we didn't hear from them again. So firstly, this website takes place after the movie. How epic. Secondly, yeah, they go to some guy's place, go to fix the pipes underground. Poof, gone. We've seen that in previous trailers. Hype_dreams writes, amazing looking water courtesy of the brothers. Now this, I love this. Have you seen those images online of that one guy called like Mario Wii U on Miiverse going, nice looking water in this game, some nice looking water? Well, I think this is a reference to that, and that is just beautiful. Like, they're going completely crazy when it comes to all of the references, okay? They've hired massive fans of Mario and Nintendo in general, and it shows. Jesus Christ, does it show. Next, Bro's mom. The Mario Bros are the very best in business. They're polite, professional, adorable, and treated me like family. Probably because you're literally their mother. That's family right there. So yeah, this mixed with Jump.Man makes people think that we might actually hear a little bit more about the brothers' parents, which we never get to see or hear about in-game. And finally, Brooklyn couple, or Brooklyn couple. Super Mario Brothers Plumbing left my house an absolute mess. I would have given them only 1 star, but my sweet angel of a dog absolutely loved them. He just wouldn't leave them alone. I like to pretend that this is a reference to Luigi's Mansion 2 and that their dog dies. Yeah, no, this is just probably a reference to that, though, with Polter Pup and how Luigi is with them. Over to the left here, you can see a broken image thingamabob. Click on it. Uh-oh, something broke. Click on him. Is a pipe sound. Now, if you do this... I'm gonna speak over the music because, like, Nintendo are really claimy with this, and that's very, very bad. So, yeah, it plays a little bit of the soundtrack here. I'd really recommend going to the website. It's left, right, then middle. It's pretty nice. Clicking on F12 to open Inspect Element, going to the console part, will show you a little ASCII image of a Luma. Most specifically, the Bluma that we saw in the recent trailer. So that's definitely a neat little detail. The song that played whenever you did the final pipe thingamabob here is very different to how it was previously. So, you know, do keep that in mind, or it's playing a different song now. Very cool. Next up, we have the careers section. Every job gotta have a lot of people in there, you know? We have the dispatcher. We're flooded with work requests every single day and need somebody to help us from going underwater. Get it? Water? They go under him sometimes. Bookkeeper will bring in the coins while you keep track of everything, because they collect the coins in the video game. Marketing manager, think you can help make Mario and Luigi household names? It's because they are those. And lastly, driver. Must be able to drive our van or help push it if it isn't starting. Parking can be quite tricky in Brooklyn, so our driver needs to obey parking signs. Van tour. We received an overwhelming amount of text, so we're taking the show on the road outside of Brooklyn. Come visit us in person. These are the places. That one was on the Mario Day. That one was on the Mario Day. And March 30th. Boston, March 24th, March 26th, April 1st. Ooh, that's the funny one. And March 20th, March 24th. I believe this has something to do with, like, the actual real-life band going places with Mario shoes that they aren't selling for some reason, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. And yes, I have seen this little button, the live chat. Mummy, thanks for choosing Mario Plum. How help? Then you have all these little things you can click, such as why choose? You reply immediately. That was not immediately. Why choose us? We know what it feels like to be a little guy in a big world, so help you feel like the ruler of your kingdom. Partnership story. Because we're brothers. Not just bros, we're brothers. So we've known each other forever and have been inseparable ever since. Book an appointment. Oh, I thought it was apartment. I can't read. Next up, services. Don't let a small leak turn to a big boss of a problem. If you've got a pipe with a problem, chances are we can fix it. What if it's clogged pipes? What, do you have regular working hours? Nope. You can count on Super Mario Bros. Any time or day. We never turn down a challenge. Don't believe us? Book an appointment. Okay, I get it. You want me to book an appointment? Go away. We'll go back to this one. There seems to be multiple options like, ooh, what about emergency house calls? Whether it's by van or foot, we'll jump, slide, and climb through the city to get to you in no time. So even before they go into the Mushroom Kingdom, they're little jumpy fellas. They go all over the place. They're wacky little dudes. Going back into services, let's ask about clogged pipes, which any plumber should be able to fix, because that's, like, Basic, we've seen it all. Plants, reptile pets, even loose change. Clogs can happen with anything, so don't you worry, we'll have a 100% completion rate. Because 100% in the video game! I've done him before! Like in Mario Odyssey. Never again, I say, despite having done it twice. Reptile pets, it's a funny little reference to the fact that they go through a pipe and fight Bowser. He's a reptile, I think, and plants being, you know, good old piranha plants. Next, let's look into the facts. Are we really brothers? Yeah. Do you always work together? Yeah. No. What areas do you service? Find us around either Brooklyn or Queens. Most likely, Punch-Out Pizzeria. Are there any plans to expand? You order at the pizzeria? Oh, what's your order? A large half red pepper and half green pepper pizza, and guess who likes which? Mario likes green peppers because the joke is it's the opposite of what you anticipate. So anything else? Okay, it's a bit annoying having to go back through these every single time, but it's fun. You know, are there any plans to expand? Haha. Mushroom joke. Nope, we love being in Brooklyn and have no plans of leaving. But they do! That being said though, we'll visit anywhere that has a good slice of pizza. So, not Brooklyn. That was a nice Brooklyn dig there, right? I've never been and probably never will. Ready to book your next service? Yeah! Great, find a date and time here. The GIF! Where'd they get that GIF? Oh. Oh. Well, that sucks. What if I say no? Oh, no, I need to click a different part. Oopsie. Book an appointment. Okay, that also leads to access denied. What if I press F12? Huh. Oh well. If I knew HTML or Web3 or whatever the hell it's called, I'd probably try mess about with that. I don't know him though. No. Oh no, tell us why not. I need more information. I'm here for something else. I need details. I seem to be lost. Oh no, we hope you find your way out. Up? Up or down? Up! Oh god. Beep boop, ending chatbot experience is the only help. Oh. Boo. Should have been more. I wonder if there's more to it? I can't be arsed to figure it out. You go find it yourself. Book now. Stay the second. Great. Find a date and time here. Okay, so that just takes us straight to this bit. Well, that is a good amount on the site. One last detail to mention before we move on to the next bit of this whole beautiful video right here. Actually calling them on the site will play the GameCube loading jingle. You know, the that one. I love him. Our next batch of trailers come from the NBA. Thank you, National Basketball Association. I think that's what it stands for. Way to go, lads. There are 3 trailers in total, but I will be looking them all together as just one Giga trailer. So, let's look at them. Starting off, let's discuss a scene that I have already discussed beforehand. Look, I know we've all seen the funny Mario. Yeah, he's looking around. But look! You know, you see that thingamabob moving down there? That is one of those ladybug thingamabobs. You know the ones. From like 3D land? Yeah, he was walking right there. And we never noticed him. Ooh! And going back to the first proper look, sadly, if you look in the bottom left, that he was there as well. So, this is legitimately something that a bunch of people missed out on, including me. I am so sorry, this is part of my job, I should have been more professional. I'll be leaving immediately. I'm back. Now, are you ready for some cool new stuff? You ready? I don't think you are. Whoa! You know what that place is? That's Toast Arena. That's Toasty Woasty. That is the Toastlands. It's the desert area from Mario Odyssey. A really, really cool thing, though, to see. You've got the upside-down floating pyramids, you've got the ruins, the red sand, and, of course, the cacti, which was only ever in that place and not at all in real life. You think that's cool? Look at that! Bob-omb Battlefield. Kind of. I mean, it's a canon for Mario 64 and a floating island. It's not properly Bob-omb Battlefield, but hey, it's kind of like it. And look, it's even got one of the small little birds that you see in, like, Mario games. Oh, like the 3D ones where he goes to sleep, the little bird lands on his nose. Actually, I think it's just Odyssey where that happens, but you've seen these birds before. Next, wow, Mario do a little jump. He almost slide off though, and we see a big tree. Did you see that? Do you want me to go back? Yeah, that's a big tree. Remember when I said there'd be a big tree that one time? What's that? A big tree. Does it hold any form of significance, or is it just some random tree they've ended up at? I don't know. What I do know is that I said at some point there is a big tree, and that's a big tree. So, like, I deserve points. Next up, I want you to pay close attention here as the balcony is moving. It actively moves. Oh yeah, there's also this blooper guy, but who cares about that? A balcony is moving. This pretty much just confirms that the balcony is the platform Peach is standing on while Mario was training, which people thought was the case. So yippee! Yeah, as you can see here, that is a blooper, favorite Mario enemy. Everybody loves him. And here we go. Here's another new thing. This very likely takes place in the Kong Lands, and that's cars. Yeah, this is like a beach, resort type place. But there's a bunch of cars driving. How relaxing. Like, look at him. Look at it. And look at that. Toad was on his own little seat. And that's just really funny. Like, he's not properly on the car. He's just on a little buggy being dragged behind. In the front here, we can see that the car is being driven by a Kong of some sort. So, that's something. Toad seems to be enjoying his life. Nobody else is. So this next part, I'm going to play with audio because something very important happens here.
I'm about to rule the world.
Not him. You hear that? You hear that? Finally, after like 50 years of waiting, we got to hear what Cranky Kong's voice sounds like. It works. I'm not a big enough fan of Donkey Kong to really say if it's a bad fit or a good fit, but from those two words, sounds about right, yeah? Here we see a horde, or whatever you're supposed to describe a bunch of paratroopers as, being led by a blue spiky one, like the funny blue shell from the Mario Kart. How cool. Next up, we see Peach and Toad facing the big, giant, floating Bowser landmass. I don't see how that is going to help stop that. But hey, very nice. One thing to question here, though, is where the Mario? We see him with these two throughout the rest of the film, so why is he just inexplicably missing? Is there going to be a third act breakup? God, don't let that be the case. This theory is only strengthened by a scene immediately afterwards where we see not only anti-gravity tires on Peach's bike, but also no Mario again. Plus, like, the kind of moody, sad lighting. Yeah, we're very likely in for a third act breakup type thing. Or maybe they just split up gang to properly tackle Bowser. Who knows? And lastly, gonna play audio for this one again because...
Mamma mia.
People hated that. People hate him so much. Look, I was very skeptical on Chris Pratt at the beginning, and he wasn't exactly great in what we first saw of him, but over time, he has been really growing on me. And this line here is perfectly fine delivery, okay? When does Mario say Mamma Mia in the games? When he's sleeping, or when his brother dies, alright? Neither of which has happened. Of course it's gonna sound different here. Okay, I mean, maybe he's his brother dead. We don't know. Ooh, that's the fun part of the film. That's the twist. His brother just explodes. Next trailer mostly consists of stuff we've already seen before, but you know what's new? You know what's new? That's new! Good old glider mechanics are here, and they're going straight into Cranky Kong's golden face. How nice. You also get a better glimpse of what I was talking about earlier about Toad not being in the car, but just like a little buggy attached to the end. You'll never guess who's turning audio on again. That's right, it's me. Why? Because... I changed it! It sounds different now! Wowie! Yeah, maybe it's because a lot of people are complaining, or maybe it's just because the film wasn't finished yet, there's still lines needed touched up and stuff like that, but his reading for the Wahoo, it's changed, where before it kind of sounded iffy, it now sounds a lot more full of life. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if the internet bullied Chris Pratt into getting back into the recording booth and doing some audio, but maybe he just always did be good, you know, that could have been the case, and they just chose bad recordings of him, or purposefully, this is a good theory here, they purposefully give shoddy performances to get people angry. Any publicity is good publicity, so maybe they actually did that. Okay, look, people are saying that's the case with the Sonic movie. It's much more believable that they swapped out good line readings with bad ones than it is that, oh, we made and fully animated a bunch of scenes with a bad looking model just to trick people. Next up, we see something very enjoyable. Get ready, get ready. Oh look, Toad does what he always does. The two are getting close, two are having a moment. Toad comes in, Hey, I'm Toad! Yeah, what a guy, honestly. The one thing more effective than condoms. Toad. Next up, you're gonna have to hear the words for this one.
We have heart.
Now, why was it important for you to hear that? I don't know, but I actually do know. In the scene, we see Peach and Mario looking up in what appears to be the inside of some sort of place in the whole Donkey Kong, or just Kong area. My theory is that they're talking up to good old Crunky being, hey, Bowser, he's a big bad. Let's go kick his teeth in. Anyway, haha, show this image to make Paper Mario fan angry. The joke is they're all toads and they're not wearing hats. How comedic. And yeah, that's it for these 3 trailers. There was a lot of stuff we'd already seen before, but there was a good amount we hadn't, such as, you know, Toasterina Kingdom, good old sand place was there. Meaning that we could end up seeing more locations from across the Mario universe here. Next trailer we should discuss might as well be the big new one that everybody knows about. That's right, it's the funny one from the Mario movie Direct. As the information present in this Direct was very minimal, I'm not going to be going over that. I will literally just be discussing the trailer side of things. Starting off, we already have a comically large amount of stuff to discuss in just this one scene. First of all, we see all the penguins being imprisoned. This is, you know, expected. And also tells us that the penguin scene most likely takes place near the start of the film. Inside of the cages, we also see a dry bones on the left here, as well as a Goomba up here. Meaning that there are some traitors. This is something we have seen before, mostly in the RPGs, where you have Goombas and other Bowser's minions that aren't really Bowser's minions. They're just going about their own life. Like you have the kind of village they had in Super Mario RPG. You have Goomba Village, which when I think about it, I think the two might be related because, you know, Paper Mario Explorer is supposed to be a sequel, but anyway. We see Luigi fall down from the heavens here, meaning that more than likely this is right after the scene where he's talking to Bowser, where Bowser goes, grrr, grabs him and then slams him downwards. The idea of Bowser having just a bunch of cages hanging below him at all times is a very funny one, so that's more than likely the case. Next up, nothing of note really, I just want to say that I really like his line here. Is a proper nice read. Oh yeah, and now this. What? Oh yeah, by the way, that's a Luma. As was spoiled on us by the McDonald's toys, including the little guy, yeah, there's a Luma in this film. And apparently, there's something very much wrong with him. Oh, and Buddy Boy, let me tell you,
There's no escape. The only hope is the sweet relief of death.
yeah, no, he's a little messed. This is quite funny considering the whole purpose of Lumas is to just die and become things. Like you see in Mario Galaxy where they become whole-ass galaxies, planets, sling stars, the other stars, like the blue ones you grab with the remote pointer that's kind of annoying sometimes. You know, they become all those. The cut to all of them saying, whoa, is very likely not what they're actually saying whoa to. You see, he does that spin there. Go back to when we cut to all of them saying whoa. This guy's currently spun. So this is more than likely a thing where they've shifted about scenes in a trailer to make a joke happen or something. Being entirely honest, I'm not too big a fan of that type of stuff, because I just love watching the movie itself. The best advertisement for me is just, give me a small scene of the film. Yippee, I love him, but still. What are they saying whoa to? I dunno. No clue whatsoever. Next up, something terrible occurs.
Koopas! Goombas! Whatever those things are!
That's so rude. Everybody knows about the Spinies. I can't believe Bowser would ever do this. Oh yeah, also this. Like, you've seen in the background of Minions and Despicable Me films that Minions just kiss sometimes. I'm not surprised Illumination fit this in. That's just kind of their whole thing. One thing to note here is that if you look above Bowser, not only is his throne shaped like him, which is a really cool detail, but also, look, there's a star. There he is, in his big mouth thing. I believe we could see this in previous trailers, but I haven't picked up on it till now because I'm stupid. Also, another thing to comment on that I'm quite a fan of is the fact that if you look at the Funny Koopas, look at the Hammer Bros, they have completely different... Okay, well, they're still both turtle-type things, but there's a big difference in the eyes, because they are two different species. It's quite a nice detail. Also, this man. I didn't go into this expecting to talk about that specifically, but that's also something of note. This scene here more than likely takes place shortly before we get to see the map of the area around the Mushroom Kingdom, as well as where Bowser's floating. You know, the one that looks so retro. And now onto something very interesting. You see Mario here with Mushroom and kicking a question mark block, where DK, he gets fire. Fire DK. We have never seen that before. So that is a very, very cool thing. He's got his own little proper design of white and red. It's very nice. We also see Mario here about to eat a mushroom, which is how many people expect him to use mushrooms. That's the way it's been in the RPGs. I don't know why people are going, oh, Mario eats them? Like, what did you expect him to be doing with them? Shoving them up his hole? Of course he's gonna eat them. Yes, here he is. He eats it, and wow, look, he got bigger, which is another thing people didn't really anticipate. Most thought that maybe Mario would eat the mushroom and then just grow stronger, but no, he gets bigger, like God intended. Now, a really cool detail to note here is this. If you watch, Mario runs across these bricks here. Now, it's bricks. Not very impressive. But wait, it is. If we look back at the trailer that was released during, I believe it was the Game Awards, we see Mario running on top of a bunch of bricks here. Now, it's a very different set of bricks we see him running across later, but still, same general idea of bricks spaced in the middle. And as you can see, he's not exactly good at walking across them. But then, go back, and he's just breezing past it, using the Super Mario Bros. 3 running animation. It's just a neat little thing to show how far he's come in the film. I like details like that. Next, here we have the scene where they go 2D, because it's a movie based off of characters primarily known for his 2D adventures. Well, at least initially. There's probably a lot of people now who'd only know him for his 3D stuff, Mario Party, Kart, that sort of thing. While this was definitely expected to be in the film, it is still a really nice touch. Quite like it. Up in the top right corner, we can see one of Bowser's balls. Everybody loves Bowser's swinging balls. We've seen them a couple times previously in the games, and we've also seen them in the previous trailer. Remember the first proper one where we saw him coming up to the Snow Kingdom? Yeah. You drop a ball. Ta-da! Next, we see Mario gearing up for a ground pound and doing it. Good on him. Well done. Here we get a glimpse at what seems to be a garage-type place where all the cars manufactured by the Kongs being made. We know it's by the Kongs because of this and, you know, all the people about the place. It's cool, I guess? I don't know, man. The cars in this film are really reminding me of the types you'd see in, like, Skylanders. Because every time I see half these ones, I'm just thinking, that one Skylanders game, I completely forget the name. Let's be honest, everybody has. As well as the franchise in general, funnily enough. Oh! Okay, there's bound to have been other people to have seen what that is, right? I mean, just look at it! This film's gonna be the GOAT, see? Ahaha. Funny, probably not accidental references to stuff that isn't Mario aside, we see some references to Mario at the bottom here. This being the weird make-your-own-car system introduced in Mario Kart 7, you know, where you pick your glider, your wheel, and your body. It's here. Nice. So does this mean that, like, Bowser's Kingdom just has a gearing up room for cars as well? Does every single Kingdom place have one of these? Or, you know, like, what's going on here? We see them driving onto the Rainbow Road, which is already filled up with Kongs, as well as Mario, Toad, and Peach. Soon we find out that the cannons are not useless. In fact, they shoot... shell! He shoots at the shell! And it kind of works like it does in games. Usually in the games it would explode upon contact, but still, it bouncing off of things is what it do. Then, for a couple seconds, we see a man die. Like, there is no surviving that, okay? The entire car just engulfed in flames, bits of it fly off. They aren't living through that at all. Another glimpse at Rainbow Road. It's very Rainbow Road shaped, as one can anticipate. We also see that Koopa there shooting bullet bills. That's not how the item works in the games. Boo. Fake movie. But yeah, they really get Rainbow Road here with the fact that it's just a complete mess. It is all over the place. It's Rainbow Road. This is a funny frame. That's funny. Anyway, this is definitely a reference to Mario Kart 9, where you will be able to viciously kill your opponents and throw them out of their vehicles. Also, can I just say, though it's not intentional, this really does remind me of F-Zero quite a bit, because in F-Zero, there's like 50 billion racers all on the one track, as opposed to Mario Kart, which only has 12. Mario does what anybody would do with a shell, and hit someone with it. It's... yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, that's violent. Oh. And that's where it ends as well. Mario viciously killing 2 Koopas. But yeah, that's another trailer down. Yes. Next, help break up the monotony a little bit, we'll be looking at a trailer which very much isn't comprised of scenes from the film, and is instead just something animated for advertising purposes. So this trailer starts off with the two brothers in a much classier area of the White Void that so many things takes part in. As you can see, there's a toilet papier, mirror that doesn't work maybe, and a sink. There's also a shower, and I believe a towel, but when do people really shower, right? The two do a thingy And then this happens, where it's actually been the Black Void all along. That's right, the people of the Black Void are coming to invade. Whatever the hell that joke was supposed to be aside, we see a lot of things here. We see a Sniffit, Shy Guy, we see a Bob-omb with his eyes half-lidded in a happy way, like, yay, yippee! So that's really cool to show that they actually emote sometimes. We see the blue spiky guy again. We really need to figure out what his name is. I'm getting sick calling him that. The weird enemies from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I believe. We see a Piranha Plant, Cheep, Hammer Bro here. Big Hammer Bros, they're supposed to be called probably Cooper too. We also see Penguin. Again, we see a Bob-omb emoting. Here we have a Koopa Troopa with an eye patch, which we've seen before. He's got a weird helmet. Oh wait, hold on. Was he like attached via the helmet? Is that what's going on? Kinda looked like it. Anyway, this is the most important part of this. As you can see here, that is the Koopa Clown Cart. It's in this film. Now, more than likely, Bowser Jr. is not in this film. However, that's the thingy he uses a lot. And also the thingy Bowser primarily uses, so that's more so where it's coming from. Though, usually when Bowser uses it, it doesn't have arms. That's more of a Bowser Jr.'s one thing, so do keep that in mind. As we keep going, you will also see chain chomps. Not like the giant ones you'd see in Ball 1 Battlefield, but the much smaller ones which you'd see in, say, Mario Bros. 3. And also Kamek at the very end, and the Blue Luma. So yeah, we've pretty much seen all these enemies beforehand, except the chain chomps. We haven't actually seen them in any major promotional stuff, we just saw them as one of the toys in the terrible UK McDonald's. Next up is a bunch of scenes we have already, well, seen. However, there is something new to this, and you know what it is? Actual music. Starting off, we have the classic Mario theme sung by a choir. Next up, we have another theme that will be very familiar to some people.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Toad.
You know what that is? That is the Captain Toad theme from the hit video game Captain Toad. That's a lie, it's actually from Mario Galaxy. This kind of confirms a theory many people had that the Toad we're seeing here is Captain Toad. Though he doesn't yet have his little headlamp type thing, he still has a massive backpack that he brings around with him. And finally, if you look at the left here, you will see a bunch of the I should really know these guys' name by now. Yeah, I really should have looked it up at some point. I can't be bothered though. Next up is another proper trailer with a little bit more stuff in it. Of course it has a little bit more stuff in it, or else I wouldn't be showing it. Here he is.
Together, we will stop.
Who's he?
He sounds like the nerd emoji. But yeah, very valid question. Who is he? Who he? I can't believe it, Nintendo has forgotten about Mario. Following on from that, we have Bowser using binoculars. A kind of funny thing to imagine, just they're so small. Look at him. Just, oh. Okay, that... I know this is a bit of a stretch, but that kind of looks like Rob's head type thing. You know, Rob the Robot, the one that was in, like, Smash Bros. Brawl, the stupid toy for the NES. Also, another thing to notice, that's a rainbow. He looking at the Rainbow Road. Next up is a line.
The princess has been training him to shield human.
Meaning that somehow, Kamek figures out that Mario is being trained by Princess Peach. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? He's playing the piano. Now, at some point, I don't know if this was a voice interview or one that's just like where they write it down into an article, but Jack Black did say that Bowser has a bit of a musical side to him. That's an instrument. Is it an instrument? It plays music. I don't know the exact terms. I'm pretty sure that's an instrument. He do a song number here. He do a song maybe before, maybe after, maybe he's like, I don't care because I'm evil, and then he played the piano, but yeah, he's more than likely actually gonna sing in this. Which makes sense, you know, Jack Black is quite talented as that. Hey, you know the funny scream?
You asked for.
That was him, it was the funny scream. You've already seen this bit where he viciously murders, yeah, kaboom. You've already seen that. They do the funny scream in the film, that's the scream! And now, the very last trailer of this whole thing. I'm terribly sorry to say. Now, there is still a little bit more of the video left, but this is it when it comes to trailers, so enjoy it while it lasts. We start off with Peach saying a thing.
Without your help, the Mushroom Kingdom will be annihilated.
So, Mushroom Kingdom, kaboom if person doesn't help. But who is the person she's talking to? It's probably Mario. Mario's probably going, I don't want to do this. Terrible idea. Nope, not me. And Peach is going, but you need to. Why he needs to exactly, I don't fully understand, but that's probably going to be a big part of the film. Here we see Mario activating the leaf power-up. We already knew that this would be done, the good old Tanuki suit, but hey, pretty cool. Does he eat it? How does it work exactly? Because we saw him eat the mushroom, and then we saw DK like clap the... How does it work exactly? Here we see the scene where there's the big attack going on at Princess Peach's castle with all the chains from Bowser's spiky balls right the place, and we see Mario do something you shouldn't be able to do. He jump on him. Like, I know that is technically how it works in the Galaxy games when the big ones slam their head down, but that's so... What? Here, Toad is just doing something incredibly violent to this little dude here. It's so weird. Look, he just spins him and throws him. Why? Why would you ever do that? Now, I don't know exactly when this takes place in the film. Trying to reverse it back to the earliest point, I can't really see any shadows in front of Toad, but because the lighting is that direction, of course, not gonna see it. But I'm not sure if this is something that's happening while he's with Mario, especially since he's heading away from Peach's castle, despite the fact that he then takes Mario to it. So perhaps at some point in the film, Toad goes out in search of the old pipe thing, and that's how he comes across Mario. The scene could very well also take place right after the conversation we see between Mario and Peach in one of the trailers, where Toad bursts in and goes, "Hey, we're going on a road trip," or should I say, a Toad trip, and then everybody claps and it's really funny. I do have my doubts about that though, but it very well could be the case. I mean, we see Toad butt ahead in front of Mario and Peach, so this could take place before, where we see Mario and Peach slowly walking and Toad going, "Yeah, I'm spinning this man." Perhaps Peach gets word that Bowser has kidnapped a human, and goes, "Oh, maybe the old pipe spat another one of those out. Toad, go check." And then Toad does go check. But even then, A, how would Peach get that information? And B, it seems like she doesn't actually know this Toad specifically, and that they just bumped into each other. You know, like, she's aware of all the Toads in her kingdom, sure, but she doesn't know this one to the point where she could go, "Hey, you're capable, go find it." It seems like before they all meet up together, the main three, they just didn't know each other. But conversely, how does Toad know that Luigi ended up in the Darklands? Does Mario say, "Oh, you know my brother, he went into a pipe and it was all dark and cloudy," then Toad goes, "Oh, that leads to the Bowser place, you don't want to go there." Maybe that's what happened, or maybe, again, my initial theory was correct, and they did get intel that Bowser found a mustachioed human. But then that opens up another whole can of worms when it comes to, like, what's the whole time difference here? Is it just that, like, a couple seconds in that pipe void is, like, a day or something? Because for Luigi to get captured, and for that info to make its way back to Peach, a lot of time would have to pass, and Mario pops straight out of the pipe and into meeting Toad. So, I really don't know what's going on here. I could have just left it at, I don't know, but you need to understand why I didn't know, that way you wouldn't think I'm stupid. Despite the fact that I very much am. And to end this all off, we have this line.
It is on like Donkey Kong!
It's the thing people say because he is the Dinkly Kinkly. Look, they said the line in, like, Despicable Me 3, of course they're gonna say it here. Especially since they actually have the man himself, Dinky Gong. Next, and the first thing that is not a trailer on this, is this fella here, Philippe, I don't know how to say it. "Hi, I bring you new wallpapers, you're welcome." Here's the first one. It has a bunch of Toads, as you can clearly see. Near the front here, we have either older ones or ones that just need reading glasses because they smell. We have the one here with a funny little fishy in a bag. Over on the right, we have some sort of guard type one with a feather. Looks weird. A builder type one, and of course, the main man himself. The next one has nothing. The one after that is from the Donkey Kong poster. Now, why is that a very important thing to note? Well, you see, do you notice how there's this big chunk here where they're all T-posing? Well, you see, that's because they were initially kind of covered up, so now they aren't covered up. So you can see that they didn't go through the effort of posing them. If you look at the bottom right, where you have Diddy and Dixie as well as Cranky, you see something beautiful, something majestic. That's right, Chunky is alive. He's not dead, he is right there. There's also this guy here, who kinda looks like Funky Kong. Then there's also this one up here, which kinda looks like him. They're just wearing shades. Lastly is this poster here from when we had the funny Luigi. I'd argue it actually shows less than the one with Luigi, because now it's a landscape one, cutting off the blimp up here. But hey, we see a better look at the dry bones. Love them. Love me some dry bones. Next up, there was recently an interview with many of the cast members of this film, and Chris Pratt says something fun here.
Also, you know, it's really promises this sort of almost Nintendo universe in a way, this Nintendo cinematic universe, because you meet Mario and Luigi early on, and they're in a pizza parlor, and you're seeing all over. It's like Punch Out Pizza or something. So it's all based on the game Punch Out, and so that you have all like the characters from that game.
Yep, confirmation that we will be seeing Punch Out characters within the film, as well as implying that the first scene we see the Troop Brothers is at this pizzeria. Gonna be honest with you here, I don't think he was meant to say that. Now, I'm not going as far to say that he's just confirmed the existence of a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, okay? He hasn't, he's just saying it's like there's one. However, it still is something that he probably shouldn't have said, because now everyone's thinking, oh my god, Nintendo, we're gonna get the Smash Bros. Movie. Shut up about a Smash Bros. Movie, okay? Like, I just struggled to understand how it would work. Maybe it would work, okay? I didn't think that a Mario movie made by Illumination would work, and, well, I still haven't seen the film yet. Maybe it sucks balls, but it could be really good, and it's looking really good, so maybe if they were to make a Smash movie, they would figure out a way. But still, I am skeptical on whether or not it could happen. Especially considering who would be in them. We have Mario introduced, sure, but there's no Zelda. You know, they cancelled the Legend of Zelda show they're going to do with Netflix, cancelled the Star Fox one they're going to do, the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie. Yeah, sure, that could work, but like, would they just get that random Pikachu Ryan Reynolds just fused into and bring him into it? Like, I don't fully see how it would work. As well as, they're all in different universes, comically different universes. Besides, similar to why I don't want a Nintendo cart, I don't want to be seeing any characters from any other games till we get some Waluigi and Wario and the RPG guys in this, alright? I want to see that beautiful man on the big screen. None of this Link garbage till I see Waluigi.
Phew.
And with that, I'm done. God, it would feel a lot more impactful if I was saying that whenever this video should have came out. Yeah, sorry for taking like 5 years to make this. As you are more than likely very aware by the fact you're watching a Mario movie dissection type video on the trailers, there's been a lot more stuff released about this film, a lot more TV spots, a lot more interviews. I am not going to be watching any of them. This is it. I am done watching trailers. I am ready for this film. At the time of recording this audio segment, which, yes, I did record a new audio segment over the old one because the old one is like 5 years old at this point, there are 6... No, that's wrong. There's 5 days till the Mario movie. As you can expect, I will be seeing it day 1. 5 days. I don't need to see any of the trailers, because it's in 5 bloody days. At this point, watching anything else would just be stupid. I already have seen everything I've needed to see. I've already seen everything I need to see since day 1 of knowing this film is coming out, no matter what I would have watched it, but still, I am more than prepared to go see this. It's not even really preparation, I just needed something to buy time till I got close enough, but here we are, close enough. So, if you're watching this, then I beg of you, stop watching stuff like this, alright? The film's right around the corner. Who cares? We're there. Stop it. Go watch the film. It's there. Speaking of the film, yes, I am going to be watching it day 1. Will I make my video on that day? Most definitely not. As you can tell by the fact that this one took me far too long to make, that one will also take a wee minute, and that's not even going to be the proper review, that's just going to be a first impressions. Whenever the film comes to DVD, sometime in June, I believe, so hey, that's a great birthday present. I think it comes out after my birthday, but hey, that's what birthday money's for, huh? I will then pore over the film and look at every single scene and every single frame and go, ooh, this is a reference to that. This music is a reference to this. Now, I don't know how much of that I will be able to do with YouTube, copyright law, all that fun, but we'll figure something out. The main thing is, while there's still a little bit more of this journey to go, we are very much coming up to the climax. We have sat through all the rumors, we've seen the announcement, and we've seen all the little crumbs of information along the way, to the point where there's too many crumbs, and now we've got a full cake with the amount of details being spoiled. That analogy makes sense, right? So yeah, expect nothing more from me about the film till I've actually bloody seen the thing, and please do try to avoid spoilers, or just any more info. You've heard enough. If you've seen these videos, you know what you need to know. So with that, leave a like if you'll come back to this video, maybe to say, hey, your theories are right, or hey, I hope you jump off a bridge, you misled me by being wrong. Do comment on what secret things you think. I'd prefer if you didn't bring up stuff from other trailers, but if it's minor things, like more of the scene of Mario, Peach, and Toad properly meeting up and going off on their adventure, fair enough I guess, but preferably shut. And lastly, do consider subscribing. Not only if you've seen a couple of my videos at this point, but also if you want to see what I thought of the movie. Because as I said, I'm going to be talking about that. And later, I'll be talking about the film way too much. Like, I am going to go full-on Super Mario Odyssey Luigi's Mansion review with the film whenever, like, there's a proper version of it, you know? Like, with the Gmod bits, the terrible drawings, the everything. I'm going to get to that. And if you want to be notified of when that happens, do subscribe. And maybe hit the bell, or maybe don't. I've kind of hit the bell for way too many YouTubers at the moment. I just got too many notifications, kind of defeats the whole purpose. So, only hit the bell if you actually care that much. Alright? Bye-bye.